here today at Gold Rush with Korey. He's the owner. And do you pronounce your last name Vazquez or Vazquez?
Vazquez.
Vazquez.
That's the Spanish, the Q sounds like a K.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Vazquez.
Well, I thought, but I didn't know if you had Americanized it yet or not. So I was like, okay.
Keep it true to the roots.
All right. So we are going to interview Korey today and talk about his business and one of his specialty dishes that he created, the Red's bread pudding, and it's delicious. It's one of my favorite things here. For those of you who know me, you know that Gold Rush is probably my favorite restaurant, at least top 3 in town. Come here nearly every week, at least once, and he can attest. They know me by name here, you know, along with some of their other customers that are regulars as well. But I've just started getting this Red's bread pudding here instead of the bread pudding waffle, because I've had that for a few years now, and this is new. But I still will go back and forth between the two. All right, so tell us what we have here.
We have 4 dozen of Red's donuts from the Red's Donut on Strawberry Hill.
Okay.
Their donuts up there on Strawberry Hill are a little lighter. He lets them proof longer, so they're a little fluffy. So it takes a few more donuts. So you feel better, or let me say better about yourself, eating more of these, because it's an equivalent to 4 of these is equivalent to 6 or 7 at the other place. So feel free to go to Strawberry Hill and eat all the donuts you want.
Awesome. Well, so it's in my diet, right? Okay. We can incorporate this in my diet.
So what we'll do first is we'll take and we will tear up the donuts into cubes. Size doesn't really matter, because once you mix in the custard, it'll break it down, dissolve anyway. So we're just gonna.
All right. So show us about. So we've got a donut here. Show us about how
So
the
you want
size we want.
stale donuts, older donuts are perfect. You want to tear them into about, I mean, it's going to tear like this. You know, just chunks this big are perfect. You know, about a.
Like that.
That's perfect.
All right.
And you just tear. This is a great time to listen to music or whatever while you're working. I like to do a lot of thinking when I do this, because it doesn't take brain power to tear donuts. So
When I'm in the kitchen, sometimes I even put on Netflix if it's something that doesn't take a lot of
that's true.
brain power.
So, and I try to double team it. I'll do 2 donuts at a time.
Oh, what?
Tear as much. I like to work.
See, you're the professional at this.
Smarter, not harder.
That's right. Okay, I'm gonna try 2 at a time too.
I think you can do it. You can
think?
see. Look at the IC. She can do it.
Awesome. Well, while we're doing this, we got a lot of donuts to tear up. So, Korey, you took over Gold Rush about 8 months ago, and in the middle of a pandemic, and also in the middle of some bad press for Gold Rush due to some poor life choices of the former owner. So tell me, how have you been challenged? How have you risen above the challenges that this has brought to you?
Well, the first thing I did was advertisement. I figured that would work. So I threw every penny I had at advertising. The running boards, that the digital billboard truck that goes to town, I was on that. I have newspaper, radio, everything with skywriting to get the word out. And what honestly seems to be the best is word of mouth. And the reason I'm doing all this is so people can see the new face. And when you come in the restaurant, I try to come out there and meet you, each individual person, make sure everything's okay. Because actions speak louder than words. So by me coming out and you talking with me, you get to see who I am, who I really am. And hopefully you'll see that I am a lot better than some.
Well, I can tell you that I got a good vibe from you from day one, because I have kind of considered for a while now the servers here to be kind of like friends. We are now Facebook friends, and you know, for those of you in my class, I mean, Facebook may not be popular anymore, but since I'm old, then I still use Facebook. And you know, I just came here so often that I got to know the employees. And now I also feel like Korey is my friend, because he does, every time we're here, he comes out to our table, asks how we're doing, recommends new things that he's trying, and always tells us about the specials that are coming up the following week. And it's been a really good vibe here in the restaurant, I'll just have to tell you. I think you're doing an amazing job. And now you're going to be on YouTube, and with my channel, you're going to get at least 5 more people to know about you.
Hey, that's 5 more than I had yesterday, so that's awesome.
Exactly.
I'm excited.
I don't have many followers or subscribers on YouTube, but
this is going to blow you up right here.
Right. Okay. Well, so if you're watching this, like and subscribe, and then also come to Gold Rush and eat some of this wonderful bread pudding, or the bread pudding waffle, or the omelet of the week, or I've not had anything bad here. So
now we're bringing back a classic actually this week.
oh, what's that?
So this is being filmed in February. What's today? February 23rd. Yes.
It is. Mm-hmm.
So if you watch this a month from now, don't think you get the special that we're about to tell you, because
Okay.
we'll be relevant. But we're doing mac bombs, where we take our homemade macaroni and cheese, roll it into a good sized ball, not getting big, 2 of them, roll it in panko breadcrumbs, we put it on the plate, and we top it with our Cajun chicken, and then we put 2 eggs, however you want, on top of that, and top it with hollandaise sauce.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is amazing. I didn't know. He whipped one up. He was like, try this. And I was like, sweet baby Jesus, that is amazing. So
Awesome.
that's our special for this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't close all the donuts. I want in on this fun here, breaking these donuts up. Okay. Now you're also pretty famous for your Scotch eggs, and you guys call those
Golden bullets.
Golden bullets. Tell us about a Scotch egg.
Okay, a true Scotch egg is a soft-boiled egg wrapped in breakfast sausage, rolled in breadcrumbs, and deep fried. Here we do hard-boiled eggs, so we can't legally call it Scotch egg. I mean, we call it Scotch egg. True connoisseurs, which I get people coming in and try to correct me, and I have to tell them, look, I know it's not a real Scotch egg, but more people will try a hard-boiled egg than they will a soft-boiled egg.
That is true.
And my reason of doing stuff, I mean, I wish I could do it the real way, but I want people to try it. And
Yeah.
I can reach more people with a hard-boiled egg than I can a soft-boiled egg.
Well, it's kind of like in the Mustang Cafe, we do hot browns, but we do hot brown Mustang Cafe way. We don't do just your bread and open face sandwich. We actually do it in a crescent cup, and so it's like crescent roll, and then your Mornay cheese sauce and your turkey and everything, and then bacon on top, crumbled, and Parmesan cheese and tomato on top. And I have had people say that it's their favorite way to eat a hot brown. And yes, I know it's not a hot brown, but it's got all the components there, right?
Yeah. I'd say so. That sounds interesting.
It's really good. I'll make you one time.
You should. We might do that as a special, the Mustang hot brown one week.
Ooh, I kind of like it. Wow, this does take a while to break up 4 dozen donuts.
Yeah, I cannot thank Reds enough for this. Because at the end of the day, they have to throw away their donuts, they're not allowed to donate them because of sugar. which I guess is not donatable.
I did not know that.
I didn't either until they told me. Wow. So if they have a lot, we try to donate to like the police department, fire departments. If there's an excessive amount, we'll do that. If there's just a few dozens, I just need, again, 4 dozen for a batch. But people like her who love it, we sell about 2 pans a week of this stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah, we came in on Saturday. I wasn't feeling very good because I just had my second COVID shot. But you know what? I got up and I came to Gold Rush anyway because I wasn't going to miss my traditional weekend at Gold Rush because I love it too much. So, last one. That's lit.
That's it.
There we go. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like. Okay, that is 4 dozen donuts in bite-sized chunks. All right. Well, that was a task there. So let me ask you real quick. Now you just talked about Red's Donuts. Why do you think, as a local business, it's important to work with other local businesses instead of actually just considering them to be your competition?
Well, I have an attitude of gratitude. I'm very positive. I try to stay positive in very unpositive situations, like getting this place. I too used to come. My favorite thing is the bread pudding waffle and the Scotch egg. That's what got me addicted. I've been coming here as a customer for 6 years. And then whenever a situation happened where he messed up, one of my friends mentioned, hey, you should see about buying this place. I bet you could get it cheap. Well, at the time I worked for Terminex, and one of my customers was a cook with kids over there. So I messaged her on Facebook and said, hey, if he's willing to sell, let me know. I'm interested. Met with him. He hit the price, told me the price, got him down lower, and then started applying. And then the landlord of this place is actually a customer of Terminex as well. So I told him, do not kick him out yet. I'm looking to buy it. So he froze everything. And I got told no 6 times. And on my way to a bank, I got to a wreck in front of Noble Park.
Wow.
And when that happened, I just sat there and just kind of laughed. So I was in my Jeep, which is my baby. This girl just got in the middle. She didn't get in the middle of the median. She just ran straight across the median from Noble Park and was hit. And so I sit there and just kind of laughed. I'm like, is this for real? And then I thought to myself, is this God telling me to stop? You know, your perspective is everything. And I was like, I stopped for a minute and thought, no, it's not, because I am spiritual. I love God. And I thought to myself, God doesn't want me sad. He doesn't want me upset. He wants me happy. Well, I'm not happy right now. So obviously, this is not God. So I just stopped, took a deep breath. I called the bank, said, hey, I'm in a wreck. Right, like, literally, you can see the bank from there, CFS. Right down there, look, I'll be there in a minute. I'm in the wreck. I'll get down here. I'm going to drop you off. Well, I go there, and they tell me no to. So I hear no 2 more times. And I'm carless. And then finally, I get a yes from Independence Bank, which is the best bank in the world. Highly recommend. If you need all your banking needs, go to Independence Bank. Because they believed in me, and they believed in this community. That's a big thing, is I'm all about community. So that's why I'm teaming up with Reds, why I'm teaming up with Starnes, why I'm teaming up with Kentucky Barbecue Supply, which has some of the best grills ever. If you haven't been in there, you got to check it out.
You were talking to me about having a possible waffle cook-off with some other businesses in town.
I'm in talks with Barrel and Blind and the Beer Works about doing a waffle off down here. So we're going to get those details ironed down. Hopefully, probably mid-March. We'll go do that. It's about 3 weeks to a month's time. We'll see. Maybe get the whole community in on that. I'm not sure. We'll see.
That would be awesome.
But I think being positive and helping other people, you know, is all. I'm all about that. It's together. It's united we stand, divided we fall. It's on our state flag. So together we are. Yes, they are different restaurants, but they don't serve the same thing as I do. And even if they did, I'll still support them and help them, because there is how many different ways to cook an egg? I get this wrong every time.
Like 101 or 1,050. I don't know. I don't know. It's a bunch.
There's like 80, I want to say 80 or 90 something different ways. And the chef's hats, I don't have one here, I'll show you.
I think it's 101 maybe.
It's 101, it's not
maybe.
101. But if you look at the chef hat, all those little different creases in the chef's hat is for each individual way there is to cook an egg. So there's 100 different ways you can make breakfast. So each place is better. Like, I mean, I love seafood, I go to Strickland's. I love just hamburgers, smash burgers. I mean, you can't, like this week is the smoked Gouda, put them in a cheeseburger, so good.
My favorite burger there is the Big Popper. So
I've had that one, it's good.
it's really good.
You have to help each other out. We're all in this together, and we're only as successful as our counterparts. So I don't want to see anyone suffer. I want to help everyone that I can, and just I'm grateful for all the help I get. Like, I'm here today to help making bread pudding. This is how tedious that was. It's half the time now. We're ready to go. We just add the custard and throw it in the oven. We're good to eat.
All right. So tell us, like, I mean, kind of what is in the custard. Now, I mean, we're not giving any measurements here today for custard because you guys have to come here and eat it. You can't make this at home, okay? So come here and eat it. But so what kind of goes into your custard?
Custard is super simple. It's egg yolks, sugar, milk, with like vanilla, and heavy cream. That's it. I mean, simple, basic. I mean, you can do it without the milk. You can do it with more heavy cream. You can do it with no heavy cream, add extra milk. There's again 100 different recipes for custard. However custard recipe you want to do, you can throw it in there.
He let me try a little bit of the custard a few minutes ago, and it was bomb.com. Yeah, it was very thick, creamy, rich, really good. He said that he could drink it. I don't think I could because it's so rich that I mean it's good. It's really good. So then you pour the custard over top, and then you bake it in the oven, right?
Yep, super simple. 30 minutes, 350.
All right, this is what it looks like in the pan before it goes in the oven. We're gonna put this. But that's not it. So after it comes out of the oven and you're ready to serve this to a customer, what is the special finishing touch?
The bourbon glaze. The recipe I had first called for dark rum, spiced rum, and we tried it, but with Red's Donuts, it was a weird flavor. It just didn't coincide. So I happened to have a bottle of Maker's Mark 46. I thought, well, let's try this. The bourbon sauce sounds better.
And plus, we're in Kentucky, right? I mean, we're not in Jamaica. We're in Kentucky, so.
Technically, I use Bacardi dark rum since I'm Puerto Rican, and it's from Puerto Rico, so I try to keep my heritage, but my heritage failed me in this. But my home state saved me with the bourbon, which I should have went in the first place. Sorry. But it knocked it out of the park. It's the perfect flavor. You get the strong bourbon flavor, but the sweetness and the butter kicks in, which will show you a video of that in a minute. Watch us as we cook that, and then I just do a beautiful lattice because I'm all about presentation. I like things look pretty. So I do a lattice, but by the time I bring it to your table, it's almost already melted. But it coats it perfectly, and just that bite of the bourbon, biting your tongue literally, and then you get the donut in with it. It's just it's the most pleasant mouthfeel I've ever had.
It's really good. Oh, that's a nice big chunk of butter right there. That would make Paula Dean proud. There's some sugar going into the pan. A little bit of bourbon.
Yep.
Now, how long have you been cooking here?
I've been working here almost 6 years.
6 years.
Almost. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. Getting incorporated. Now what I do is I let it sit here and simmer on real low. Wait slowly melt the sugar because there's so much sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to all break down and melt and kind of run together.
Right.
Because we had that trouble where it was like really thick and grainy like, and like, God, what's wrong with it? And this is what worked best the last time, so this is what I'm gonna do this time. Melt it all and bring it in together.
Well, I've never had a bad one here, so.
Very much. Got it on really, really low. Just keep it hot. And keep it warm temperature, and then gradually stir it every now and then. I'll come back over and stir it.
You don't want to burn the sugar, but you just want to get it all melted and smooth, right?
Right.
All right.
Mainly to melt the sugar, incorporate it with the butter, make it more creamy.
Cook out some of the alcohol. All right. We'll check on this here in a little bit. Oh, that is smooth. That looks good. Really good. And my students are going to get to try this. If you're in person, sorry guys that chose to be virtual, but anyway, so you're gonna watch this, but then you're gonna have to come here and try it. My in-person students are going to try the red bread pudding that we're making today, and that's gonna be, they're gonna love it, absolutely love it. So what is your culinary background? Why did you want to own a restaurant?
I started young, like probably 8 or 9. I would go to a friend's house and they would have dinner and they'd be like, hey, you want to stay for dinner? And I was like, well, sure. You know, I call my mom, she's like, it's fine. And their food tasted amazing. And I'm like, well, why does this taste so good? And I'd say, what is this? They'd be like, oh, well, we use garlic powder, this. I'm like, what? So I went home and I told my mom, hey, have you ever heard of garlic powder? Have you heard of this stuff? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, why doesn't our food taste like this? So I got in trouble for that. I learned not to say everything you think.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. So I just started doctoring stuff up. And then not recent, but I'd say probably in high school, I think my mom was making stew or soup or something. And I've been doing some research. And I added a bay leaf, which she's never done. And I added half a cup of red wine. Some more can of beef broth to make it a little beefier. She never used beef broth. She always just put a bone in there, which is a great way to get good meat.
Yeah.
But you want to kind of do a little kick. So I added some beef broth to it, and it was the best thing we've ever made. So I moved off to Colorado to start anew, fast forward, and I got into cooking there. I worked in a catering business, and I loved it. I loved it. And then I was a delivery guy first, and I got in the kitchen and doing it. And then I applied to the CIA, and I got accepted. Now, you people know what the CIA is, but the average person does not. So every time I say that, they're like, what? I'm like, no, not that one. The Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York.
Yeah, so he's not going to have to, you know, if he tells us, he kills us. That's not the CIA. It's no secrets here.
Yeah.
So Culinary Institute of America.
Yep. Hyde Park, New York, beautiful campus. Got accepted there while I was in Colorado, so I moved back here to put stuff in storage at my mom's house and move off for 2 years. It's just 2 years of school, but it's year round. And then I ended up meeting someone and didn't work. So yeah, I gave up my dream for true love. Do not ever give up your dream for true love. Do your dream, because true love will follow you and find you, okay?
That's right,
That's
right.
true, because I right now would have my fro out selling awesome equipment that I created, and you see me on the Food Network, but instead I'm here creating awesome stuff here in Paducah, which we're expanding and growing, and I can't have a fro yet, but it'll come back soon.
Well, we're, sorry that you're not, judging MasterChef with Gordon Ramsay right now, but we are excited that you're in Paducah and that you've taken over this business, because I was literally going to bribe someone to pay for the bread pudding waffle recipe if they closed down. I was going to pay dearly for that recipe, and possibly like sell the bread pudding waffles out of my home or something. I don't know what I was going to do. Maybe just sit in a corner and cry. But when I heard you were taking over the business, I probably did a little woohoo out loud, because it was just really exciting for me. I love this place. Like you said, I mean, local, supporting each other is so important, and anytime I can go to a local restaurant, we do, or even if it's just a locally owned restaurant that is a chain, but the person who owns it is here and supports our local community and things like that. I try to support those businesses as well. You mentioned Barrel and Bond a few minutes ago. That's going to be my next video. We're going to do some charcuterie with Barrel and Bond. And then I'm trying to get a few other restaurants on board to do some interviews and demonstrations as well. So thank you for being my my first expedition into the restaurant industry side. This is going to start off our unit on entrepreneurship and menu development. So thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to say before we...
Even though I didn't get to go to culinary school, I go on and tell people, don't give up. Everything happens for a reason. You may not see it at this moment, but you will achieve it. I wanted a restaurant. I hadn't realized how long I've been telling people I wanted a restaurant until I actually got this place, and I had people I've talked to in 10, 15 years calling me, messaging me, saying, oh my gosh, you finally got your restaurant. That's awesome. So for over 20 years, I've been telling people I'm going to own a restaurant. Thank God I was able to achieve my dream, knock on wood, before I hit 40. So y'all got it, and we're expanding and growing, and we're going to see some great new things coming up. And hopefully the 1st of April, we'll have a huge addition or new. Just keep up with us on Facebook, and you'll see. Just put that.
Yeah, just wait and watch. So. And if you haven't been to Gold Rush, you need to come, like ASAP, okay? Bring your family. You can tweet about it when it's so good. It just, your mind explodes because it's so delicious. Tweet it out, or you can just make a little TikTok or something like that. Get the word out and tell your friends and family. They need to come here, support this wonderful local business, who is also giving back to us at McCracken County. And so my students are going to be in a pancake competition to have their pancake recipe on the weekend special. And so that's coming up. So be looking for that. I know I'll be posting about that. Hopefully we'll also get that out on McCracken County website or something when that happens as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So well, thank you very much, Korey. And I know my students can't wait to try this. So thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know. Go to our Facebook page and tell us what you think about the bread pudding. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.